Hey guys, it's Christina. Sorry I'm not there today to watch everybody else's presentations. Today I will be presenting Shaker style. So the Shakers are also known as the United Society of Believers in the First and Second Appearance of Christ. So the style originated in the 19th century. So they're a utopian society and they base all of their buildings, interiors, furniture, and decorations, everything upon their belief system. So everything they do is supposed to be an act of worship. So everything that they build is very well made, great craftsmanship, and they don't believe in any added ornamentation because that's believed to be worldly. So you'll notice all of these are basically based upon functionality, ease of use, easy to clean. So as you're looking here, they thought that the materials themselves were beautiful, and so that's what they considered beautiful, was not added ornamentation, but the materials themselves and what they built. Starting with the buildings here, you'll notice my three examples here on the left. So the church family complex dwelling house. So you'll notice that there are large rectangular sash windows. So they had multiple little window panes within the sash windows. It's a very common style for Shaker style. And you'll also notice there's two doors, one for men and one for women. They actually believed in gender equality, which was way out of their time. However, they still believed in celibacy, so they separated the men and women, including things with like staircases, rooms. Pretty much their entire lives are separate from men and women. Same for the two examples below. Again, you're going to see large rectangular sash windows, two entrances. So I have the middle one's a meeting house, and the one below is another dwelling house. Interiors is based upon the same principles. It's ease of use, function, easy to clean. So you'll notice in the interiors here, there's not a ton in the rooms. So you'll notice it's a mostly empty room, and the things that are in there are things you actually need in a bedroom. So there's no personal items, there's no special things for each person. So in here you'll notice there's a rocking chair, there's a little wash bin, a bed, a nightstand, which is also a candle holder, and built-in wall cabinets, as well as an iron stove. The example below is a hallway in a dwelling house. So again, you're going to notice the wood floors, you're going to notice wood trim, white plaster walls, a white ceiling, all very common in Shaker style. Again, no added ornamentation. The one ornamentation you might notice is the little pegboards along the top of the wall that hold the chairs, as well as a grandfather clock that sits in the middle of the hallway. Now, it's kind of funny because they considered clocks at first to be worldly because, it's an added thing that you don't truly need, but then because their beliefs are based on uniformity, orderly, cleanliness, they decided to add in clocks into their millennial laws, which is kind of like their belief system rules, so that they can now have clocks. The example below is actually by an art institute, so they just show a version of the rooms. It's not an actual room, but what a room would look like during this time period, and you can kind of see everything that might be in one of these rooms, such as candle holders on the walls. You can see the chair hanging from the pegboards, the bench, a rocking chair, circular rugs on the floor, and I'll go over these things in a little bit, but just kind of an overall broad view of what a room might look like. To the right, you can see my summary. So obviously, I'm not going to read all of that, and I'll skip to the next slide. So this next slide has my furniture, 3D images, floor plans, and decorations. So starting with furniture, you'll notice again, very simple, based on functionality, no added ornamentation. So the first one is a Shaker bench. You could find this in meeting houses where they sat for their meetings, or you can even find it, in a bedroom maybe. Below that is a Shaker style rocking chair. It's a very prominent thing during this time period for this style. So you can find them in bedrooms, in a dining room, They're very distinct in the fact that most of them did have a ladder back chair back, but not all of them did. Very, again, easy to use, simple. Below that we have the Shaker bedroom furniture, just a classic example of how plain and simple their furniture was, and below that a Shaker style cabinet. So next, my 3D images. I have a bedroom, so I decided to do a bedroom because I think it just has a better idea of what it might look like during this time period, something we can all associate with. So in my bedroom, I decided to have a bed, a little candle stand, of storage bench for things like blankets and pillows. In front of the window, you'll notice a sewing table and a little chair, and then they actually hung cabinets in their bedrooms from their pegboard. So again, one of the many uses of the pegboard. You'll notice the iron stove that helps keep them warm, as well as a dresser and a small mirror and a wall clock. Down the bottom, you can see the built-in storage, and that helped them not to accumulate possessions. So it was kind of neat. They kept each other accountable for not collecting too many things. To the right, you can see the floor plans of this room, and all the way in the right, you can see my decorations. So you can see a Shaker wall clock, very simple, very square, very linear, and below that you can see the Shaker candle holders. So they had these in pretty much every room. Again, another use of the pegboard. It's really neat how they decide to utilize it. Below that you can see a Shaker candle stand, and below that the Shaker style rug. So they actually preferred bright, vibrant rugs, which is kind of funny because everything else they have is very plain, wood, simple. But their rugs typically had a linear fashion to them. However, sometimes they were circular, sometimes they were runners, and they actually preferred blue and red rugs, which was kind of funny. But so you can find those around the floors of the rooms. And I have my sources here, nothing too special. And thanks guys for listening. Sorry I kept messing up there, but I hope everybody has a great week, and I will see you next Tuesday. Bye guys.